to have everything go right for him. I think he should play one e4 and stick to what he knows best. Get a tactical position and just calculate your butt off.
No one e4 starts with a queen's pawn
Holy
opening.
system.
He's playing for the win, but this is not exactly the opening that we expect when a player has to win on demand. What's the strategy of going for this approach, David?
I guess Firouzja just wants to keep as many pieces on the board as possible. It's unlikely there'll be too many trades of pieces, at least, over the next few moves. Maybe some tension in the center with pawns as well. He's banking on the fact that Fabi will have to make some difficult strategic decisions later down the line. So, interesting approach, but I'm also an adherent of playing what you know best in these crunch matches, especially when you need a clutch win on demand. You gotta go back to basics. And after a heartbreaking defeat like the last one, I do worry that things could spiral out of control if things start to turn against Firouzja. And obviously, Fabi's come prepared. We had a totally symmetrical position for a few moves. Now, things have opened up in the center, but Fabi has barely paused for thought, which makes me think he studied it before, James.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, you have a very easy play here for both sides. I think you just develop. You hit the center. He hit it with c5 there. My bishops look good. Got to develop my knight. I castle, and I put the queen maybe on c7, e7, and try to push for e5. These positions are really nice for both sides. I actually like to play them from the white side with knight b to d2, and actually just playing them aggressive, queen e2 and castling queen side almost every time. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to play castle queen side and try to get g4 in because it's very aggressive here. Here, it's a little bit different. We have the hanging pawn structure now with white. We can still play for some aggressive intentions like b5 at the right moment, and maybe, we have the bishops open up. So white still, I think for choice here, I like white actually because of the positions, how tactical they can get. But Fabi has no problems. Everything's developed.
Yeah, everything's developed, everything's covered, and it's definitely onus on white. It's the burden on white to create something from these positions. What's your experience like with these hanging pawns, Daniel?
I tried this opening a couple of times at the last US Championship with mixed success. I don't love playing with hanging pawns. I feel like handling them is a little bit like investing in Bitcoin. It's like you wait and wait and wait. When you push d5 or c5, it's always the wrong moment and it's always at its peak and you end up losing the pawns. Black's play is easier from a rapid play standpoint. You can see rook c8, queen c7, bishop from d6 can often tickle white's minor pieces from f4. White has to accumulate those pieces such that they aim at the king side, and like I said, find the right moment to push one of those.
nice little cuddle in the center of the board. Just that white king is being, just given all the little kisses and cuddles there, just smothered by its pieces. It's perfect kind of diagram of coordination, those pieces. As you guys say though, what next? You need to at some point create something, and black's wall of pawns in the center and around the black king. Wow, okay, they're stepping forward. I was going to say they're looking nice and pretty, perfect formation. And now, I wanted two things. Firstly, can white get greedy and grab the a7? Secondly,
weird pawn to grab.
That would take some courage. Secondly, do you just blockade? Do you push a pawn forward and block the advance of black's g-pawn? What do we think?
I think that's a big question that Alireza has to answer right now. Does he allow the g-pawn to march down the board and displace that bishop on f3, which is such a key defender for white's king, and he says he needs to go for the win. He picks up the material. G4 coming up, queen f5, putting pressure on white's king. This is getting risky for white.
I mean, it's terrifying, but this is the luxury of being in Alireza's shoes. You know that you have to take on a7 because you're not going to get another chance to take that pawn. Your bishops just don't have any purchase in the center. The d5 square is so well covered. I think the a pawn is white's only realistic chance of unbalancing the game, but Fabi is not messing around. That is a scary looking move right there. Maybe bishop f3 can move up to e4, the king not getting cuddled any longer. The pieces are off to war. The rook could swing over to a3, and if the a2 pawn is eliminated, I just don't see Firouzja defeating the combined forces of black's queen and the pawn phalanx in the center.
Yeah, I think that's the huge threat. Okay, bishop e4 on the board. We're expecting now rook to a3, double attack, hitting the rook and eliminating this
Your
pawn.
rook d1 in response to prepare bishop d5.
Right, clever stuff. So rook takes bishop now, would walk into the pin. That's been one of the themes of the day, the pin, and this would win for white. So what instead? I saw the evaluation bar react here after rook d1.
A3 happened.
Rook d1, he's got to try it. You cannot retreat your
Queen
bishops.
h3?
It might be queen h3.
It's so scary to allow rook d8, but maybe you've got king
Play it
f7.
on the board.
It's on the
Queen
board.
h3, the bar reacts, maybe a check.
Dang.
Nowhere to run.
Oh my goodness. Rook h1. Wee.
I'm telling you, this is a tricky little move.
Oh my gosh, Fabi's got to be super careful. Queen g4, on h3, queen g4, the bar approves. Fabi is all good right now.
Yeah, nice move. And the big difference is that after a check, you can move your king because this one does nothing.
Bishop e3, he blunders something here. Let's see what it is.
A bishop on the board, one move.
Sorry,
What's
all right,
and
we out,
Alireza?
y'all.
He
Have a
throws
good
his
one.
hand in,
Time
he
to go.
reacts. Wow.
Wow.
What happened
Send
there?
it to the house. Dang.
One move blunder.
Just dropped his bishop. He forgot to flick in a
There
check
were a lot of
first.
them, so it's understandable.
Wow. And he just turns off his